Welcome to Dallas, the home where competitive Counter-Strike was born. Dallas is the third largest city in Texas with over 4 million citizens. As home of the Texas Rangers or the Dallas Mavericks, the city has developed a fierce appreciation for competition and sporting tradition. It is here, at the heart of the Lone Star State, where professional Counter-Strike really took off with the creation of a league that would change the esports landscape. In 1997, the CPL laid the foundation for the future of esports and a legacy was born. It was here in Dallas where SK Gaming was crowned champions for the first time, gaining an international title. Winter 2004, the moment when Team NOA came from the lower bracket to take the title. 2006, the first taste of success for Fanatics Forest at the CPL Winter Finals. Now, Counter-Strike returns to the city where it all started as a global phenomenon, propelled on the back of the same passion that is responsible for its overwhelming success. The story of Counter-Strike and its spectacular history will continue. Teams meet to battle it out for the glory of becoming the ESL Pro League champions. Here in Dallas, the city where legends are made.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the finals, baby. How you doing, Dallas? Oh, my. You guys are looking absolutely fantastic, and the good news is we have a fantastic match lined up for you today. These players are playing for this right here, the ESL Pro League trophy. Absolutely gorgeous, and it's going to be an incredible game. So before I introduce the players, I'm going to get a temperature check here real quick. Let's get a temperature check. Who's rooting for North? All right. Oh, ooh, that's some shade. Who's rooting for G2? Got a guy over there with a G2 Army sign, like that one. All right, let's go ahead and jump into it. Introducing first. You guys know them, you love them. Put your hands together for G2! And their opponents. The pressure is on, but these 5 guys can really bring it to whoever they face off against. Let's go ahead and give them a warm welcome as well. Put those hands together for North! All right, let's get some words here. MBK, how you feeling, my man? Hi. This is, crowd's pretty rocky here. They're going for you guys heavily. How you feeling right now?
It's great. I mean, we came here with only one goal, playing in the final and playing for the win. And now that we have the crowd with us, I mean, we've always enjoyed playing in America, so now we're very happy to be here in the final.
One thing I do want to ask, you specifically said you wanted to face off against North. Now's your opportunity. How confident are you guys against this team?
I mean, we had a harder group, we had a harder semifinal, and I think that they're not the same team as SK is. And so in a best of 5, we have a pretty good map pool. We're very confident into this matchup.
All right, guys, give it up for G2. Thank you so much. My man, how you doing today?
I'm doing really good, boys.
All right, G2 wanted the matchup against you guys. You, yourself, you're pretty confident. You're playing some incredible CSGO. And crowd here, a little rocky. How you feeling playing against this partisan crowd?
We don't give a flying fuck if you cheer for G2. And we're gonna crush them and show who's the best in the world.
Woo. You know what? I have nothing else to say. Any words, though, for the fans at home who are maybe cheering for you guys as well?
We love you guys. The guys who cheer for us, you're the best. The guys who don't, you're the worst.
All right, well, I'm gonna let you guys get to it. All right. You know, I started this at the beginning of the show, but I felt like it was way more fitting for right now as we're here for the grand finals. So I asked you the question at the beginning of the show, and you guys responded aptly. So I'm gonna ask it again. Are you ready? Let's see if we can do one more. I said, are you ready? It's the finals. Let's kick it off.
Yes, it is the grand finals. Players setting up, players finally getting into their seats to begin. A packed out house here at the Verizon Theater in Dallas, Texas.
Would you say electric, Jason?
I would say, yeah, electric's good. The energy is electric.
It's a great vibe in here. I'm liking it.
Yeah, I liked that sign, the body, you can have my body. That was quite good.
Damn. Was it now?
There's a nice screen. I can see her standing up over there. It's good stuff.
I like the fact that we have a heel in esports now.
We have a what?
A heel. Someone is playing the heel.
Okay.
That's Config.
Yeah, okay.
He's doing that. It's great. You know, having that little jab as well at the crowd. He's not afraid to get stuck in there and show he's a showman for sure.
I like that. We just need more of that. I'm a Config fan. Ever since I saw his first interview, perhaps, at DreamHack Bucharest last year, that was some pretty cool stuff.
What was your favorite part of that interview?
I think people who watched yesterday remember you saying it.
Either way, both of these teams now, obviously G2 and North, spent a lot of this year disappointing, underachieving, not reaching the heights that we knew that they could get to, not reaching what they had on paper. This is now a culmination of all that hard work to get here. The long best of 5 series ahead of them.
I think, yeah, that's probably better. The skill ceiling is definitely something that these guys have, and we want them to reach it because they're so exciting.
Listen, jokes aside, the whole North should have more of that conflict mentality. They have to stop playing not to lose, and they have to start playing to win. They have to come out all guns blazing.
Yeah, that or they just need to match up with NBK, who said, you know, we had one goal at this tournament just to make it into the finals.
Well, Nathan's always very humble and understated, right, isn't he? Your boy?
Yeah, my boy Nathan. Yeah, I like the humble and understated. Puts his talk in the server. Either way, this is now. Yeah, I mean that's just kind of a good way to put it. Is which of these teams is going to max out this kind of ceiling that they have? Because I don't think even despite either of these teams winning this event, I don't think we're going to say this is the best they can get. I think both of these teams kind of feel like they're just on the rise still.
Yeah, for sure. I think there's still a teething period for G2 to go through. This is a good stop for them, you know, having this chance to get stuck in and be in a grand final, the pressure, see how their structures work before the heavy tournament season starts up. And for North, them changing their system, changing a couple of positions, they have to work towards being better as a team. So the fact that they're doing that and they're proactively looking to do that is a great sign, and they only can go up.
And also it would, obviously, just besides the fact that they would, you know, win the tournament, for North it would mean a lot in a sense that they have been changing a lot of stuff recently because of the losses to Underdogs in playoffs, changing positions on the CT sides, changing some of the roles. You know, they've been trying a lot of new and different things to make their game work, and they need confirmation that actually what they're doing is having progress.
And if it does work, it just adds another depth to their CT or T sides, right? Because they can always go back to that old style. They can always pull it out of the hat because these players have played in these positions for such a long period of time now. It's always going to be ingrained, even if they are mixing things up, which is exciting for them to become, you know, a contender for that #1 spot.
And just add another facet to some of their tactics, as you mentioned there. Yeah, that would be very cool to see moving forward. Is this the stage where the stars show up?
In the past, you know, especially with like Astralis, for example, Device seems to struggle on the big stage, right? I don't know if that's going to be the same for people like Kenny, Shox.
Is this Shox giving one of his motivational speeches?
They're
again?
pretty good, aren't they?
That's amazing. That one that's
YouTube,
like,
the
one that you have on YouTube. That one's pretty good. If Shock's doing that right now, I'm feeling very good about G2.
Yeah, what is that? If any of one wants to search it up after the event, it's what Shock's like Shock's pregame speech or something like that.
Yeah, Shock's motivational speech.
Yeah,
I
think that was actually at the Pro League Finals season 3. Yeah, I think that was actually from that event.
That would be a good sign. Mine always used to be about, I was, because I'm just like a guy who'd just jump up and yell like an idiot. I'd be like a gorilla driving the bus, and I wanted my team to get on the bus.
That's so weird.
I know,
so
right? It was so silly. Made them all
anyone
laugh.
actually get motivated? Because I've seen your teammates. They're like the least emotionally zoned in. They have no excitement in them.
I got them to smile. You know how hard that is.
Small goals. Mini goals. Either way, this now matchup, opening up on Cash, this is a map that we've talked about in the past, lends itself to just being a brawl, lends itself to being, I mean, almost like a fist fight, where it's just back and forth, who can take the hardest hit and still keep moving forward.
We saw yesterday that G2 want to contest that middle portion of the map as well on their CT side, right? And the fact that they want to do that means it can be a brawl very early because the Ts always go there to start off. You know, you want to get that mid control and then do your strategies from that point. Go back to A fakes, take mid, and then do a B split, that kind of stuff. So if they are going to play a heavy mid setup, it will be a brawl. And, you know, the 4 spies are going to come in from both of these teams.
It's also going to be very important for North starting off on the T side. They have a good balance of going for set executes, having like elaborate strategies, fakes, and so on. But they also like to run a very, you know, brute force type of a play style where they would, you know, just to change the pace, sort of a gambling play style. It's based off of a read from MSL, going for a blind call, you know, just throwing some nades towards mid, try to draw away 1 or 2 CTs from the A bombs, and then just pop flash out of A main.
One thing I did notice from watching G2 yesterday is they really like playing as a pack. You know, they would do their default, and then they would just do the death ball.
Well, it looks like we are ready to get started. The grand finals begin right now, G2 versus North. It's over to Sadakis and Henry G.
Thank you, Moses. Yes, we are going to get going. It's Cash, it's G2, and it's North, and they're rolling already.
Here we go, ladies and gentlemen, the first map of the grand final, G2 North on Cash. Let's make some noise as we get into it. T-side will be North, 4 sets of armor, 1 flash, and a very fast kickoff here as KGB finds the first headshot. Going to be taking down MBK and a double kill. They've got full mid-presence now. Config lighting up the scoreboard.
And if MSL, oh, good shot from Apex on the second one. If MSL knows that mid's hard to hold on the CT side, he's going to try and exploit it early on the T side. Hence, they go over on the boost immediately. Bomb does get planted. Becomes a slight issue inside of the site, given that there is only the 1 kit on Apex. Does have a smoke, though. That is actually massive because he can get in and get fast upon this. If they find Magist behind Forklift, might be a tougher challenge. He baits him out. Shox hits the easy shot. It's going to be straightforward then. I thought if they couldn't find Magisk in that corner, they would have a tough time trying to get the smoke on the bomb, but it works out perfectly.
Very fast approach there from North, boosting up towards middle, getting that fast A-split coming in. We thought Config had done enough to pit the round on the board there, but Kenny S stepping up with Shoxy as well. The clutch coming in the favor. Here's the replay of Config. Fast kills towards middle. Bit of a stack there from the G2 side, but shut down. Overall, there's Apex doing a very good job with that silence USP. So, Cash Matt, let's talk about that. North, not famously very good on this one. They don't really like to play it that much, but they have been working on stuff, boot camping a lot, so you think they'll be comfortable on it going forward, but I still think G2 are going to run away with this first map.
Flash goes into a main. Fast push. NBK. 3 already. Sits around with the FAMAS. Dodges a flash. Could go for an ace early on. He's got one. Set the tempo. It might be against pistols, but it's certainly a great way to start a map.
Nice and aggressive there towards A main, pushing with that FAMAS. It's nice to see that rifle return. And MBK finding the ace in the second round. That's going to boost your confidence going forward. He's going to be filling in a decent space now. And it's going to be the 4 spy from North. I'm getting the bomb down in the pistol round. Means they can get AKs down in the 3rd. G2, though, are going to be very aware of this situation. Kenny S brings out the AWP, of course. Will follow his progress. Likes to be a very aggressive player on this map. He'll be towards B for now. And Terrorist. 5 AKs. They have got the smokes and flashbangs to work with. And for some A control here. It's going to be, though, Shoxy boosting up towards middle. Probably won't fully commit to this, but MBK, he will, gets taken down by AZ.
Good start to start. Good shot, excuse me, started off for AZ early gun round, obviously, with the buy. Based on the plants, Shock still boosted, has not shown face over top of drop. 2 players waiting to see if he will.
Yeah, they're absolutely ready for him. At this point, North with the first pick, we know that Cash is a very reactive map for the CTs. If you lose the first frag, you want to be pushing for map control and trying to see if you can get any sort of information. Shoxy on that boost position right now, waiting to strike. He's hoping a boost comes in from the T side. He can get one frag, maybe upgrade to an AK-47, but like you said, Cajun B and Mage is waiting for him, and it's going to be the frag coming in their favor. Good patience from them, good discipline overall.
Yeah, it looked like they were going to lead off that thinking, okay, no, he's definitely not there, and Shox was willing to wait. Good read, good play.
Yeah, this is textbook stuff from North so far. 5 on 3. They're on to lose. Still plenty of time, 45 seconds there. They will head towards B-Man. That's where Kenny S is waiting. One of the world's very best AWPers here. No head armor in him. Not a massive deal against these AKs. And we'll see where we can find this first shot. They might just walk into his crosshair. Oh,
gun barrel shows. Kenny nails it fast onto Cajun. Rotates around to stay dynamic. The smoke will go down. He probably should have stayed at heaven. He realizes it now. He'll go back up as the bomb crosses over. It's got to get inside of the site, though. That means going by him. Good jump. Good nade. Lands directly on top of MSL. He goes down to 43 HP as Kenny. He's going to hold the angle, hold the position, trying to let his teammates in, but his gun barrel shows in return. Able to put some wall shots into him. He goes down to 25. I believe it was Jisk that actually was able to spot that up. I didn't catch who. It doesn't really matter at this point because it's going to be inside of the site. The body finds MSL. Apex covering off the crossfire on entry. Takes down Magisk toward Checker. And it's now a man down. Reverse. Config's got to clutch it back. He's going to talk to Smack. He's got to step up. He's got it so far. He knows he's off the bomb as well. He's got the time to work with. It's Kenny. 25 HP, and it's Config with a 1 versus 3.
Stepping up there in a crucial situation. Looked like G2 had done enough there in the 5 on 3. Kenny S finding the opening frag, waiting for his teammates to rotate in. Config, though, finds the frags required. That's the bait and switch setup. You've got 2 players in the checkers there. They found the first frag. It's absolutely fine. They think that areas could be clear. He strikes and finds 3 of them. And Kenny S on the bomb had such a difficult decision to make that match. Do you go for the full defuse? Do you fake it? And obviously, went for the fake, still couldn't take him down. It's going to be 3 kills for Config in the first round for North. It looks like we have a chance to catch our breath here, perhaps a small technical issue. But Config, he kicked the first gun round in very exciting fashion. In terms of the G2 money, I think they do have enough to buy. I think MBK was the player to drop the AWP in the previous round, so he's limited. But there are 3 of them above $4,000, so they're fine in that respect. But it did come down to a 1v1. So if G2 can win this round, it resets North once again, and they're right back into this. This is a very crucial round going forward.
Early wait. And he's not, as you mentioned, idyllic.
Have you enjoyed the Config trash talk so far?
I think so. Yeah, I'm all for it.
Does it feel a bit forced at this point? He's just dropping F-bombs every time.
I don't know about forced. I think he genuinely wants to try and get in their face, but it seems like he's going a bit far with it.
Yeah, that second one on stage, I was like, okay, you don't have to say it every time. Save it for the big moments.
Nah, you know what? Go with it. Why not? But no, I mean, listen, I'm all for it. We've been saying for a while the personalities have been quelled. I've been a fan of a sport that's had PR take the reins over personality for far too long.
Absolutely.
And now CS, I don't want to go down the same path, so it's good to see Config stepping up.
Yeah, I think that's what's great about Counter-Strike in general. We're kind of grassroots from the very beginning. It's kind of our game, and we kind of operate the way we want to. And we
our
kind of
game,
get it.
Henry.
That's what I mean, the people's game. You know, it's not. It doesn't seem like Valve like completely own it like other esports. You know, they let us do. What we
Actually, it seems like Valve doesn't give a shit about it. If I'm honest.
There we go. Matt's getting involved in the smack talk as well. Well, I think we're almost good to go. Here's the replay. Config very calm in this situation as well. Kenny actually hits him there as well, and he goes down to about 25 HP. Finds the frag. They're very confident stuff from this confident young man, I guess you could say. He managed to save the AWP as well. That's obviously in the hands of Cajun B, and that's going to be an interesting battle going forward.
For the record, I was being a little facetious on that one. Valve has done a good amount of work to it as of late.
Backpedaling again?
No, but it's, I mean, I don't want to start that trend. It was quite the trend last year that a lot of people were jumping down their throats, so let's not get too far away with it.
Anyway, here we go. Round number 4. Like we said, a force buy here from G2. Then you've got 2 CZs, 3 rifles, no AWP, of course. Fast mid-control coming in. KGB rattles off the shot towards Highway. Doesn't connect just yet, but it's spot to plant. That should be a kill. There it is. Apex jumps into the crosshair of Cajun.
Going to open up room for Magisk as well. He hits the headshot, no mistake onto MBK. That gives them mid-control to work with. Going to take away not only mid-control, but all of the A side. MSL walks out from Squeaky. SMG in hand, Kenny goes down, and Body and Shox look like they're going to sit back to try and save. This will go too early, so the early buy pays off for North. We know that it can actually go the other way, and you can end up with a 4-0 scoreline quite quickly. So doing this efficiently, AWP still up, all things are well.
Yeah, North are looking pretty decent in terms of finding the first picks and sticking together, not giving anything away. Great shot from Config. He's getting warmed up now. After winning the 3-on-1, he's finding very key frags. It might seem like the round's already over. Anyone who's new to CS, that's saving weaponry into the next round is a key part of the game. It's all about keeping the finance levels healthy. And I was about to say that, body goes down as well. I thought he was going to get the double kill. But unfortunately, he cannot. So that's going to be quite the hard reset overall for G2. They only get $1,900 going into this round. So that means pretty much full eco. North should take the lead at this point. They've been very good so far, finding the first picks, slowing things down, and just making sure.
Config had an AK, did he not? I think he did. Or was he one of the SMGs? I didn't catch what he had. I thought he had an AK. He grabbed an M4 at the end, which is a weird switch. Usually you want to keep the AK.
It's one of those weird things in Counter-Strike when you kind of, you go,
it used to be
no
like
armor next round and stuff.
Yeah, it used to be one of those things like on the T side, you always want the M4 and vice versa.
Yeah, when you're in the zone like he's getting into now, it doesn't really matter. But he knows he's up against no armor next round, wants to have a bit more spray potential, a bit more mobility, I guess, and maybe that's the idea behind it. It doesn't really matter. Like, obviously, the M4 doesn't have the instant one-tap potential, but still a very viable weapon on either side. We're going to have mid-control once again from Major's Boy. Molotov towards the vents, being quite methodical with their approach here. Don't want to give anything away. So that Molotov in the vent pushes any CTs back that's in that area, doing damage across the board. We have taken quite a lot, though, on the north side as well. Cajun B down to 21 HP. Must be holding up, got that mid-control. I'd say a B split, quite possible at this stage. But there are 3 players from the G2 side ready in the bomb site.
Deep smoke towards Z. Chance other than to go wide of it to spot through. They've got to sit even a little bit further back so they can't strike immediately when it dissolves. And in that time, it's North that will go toward the vents. Bit of a misthrown flash from their team. It blinds up Configing full duration. Stack on the site. They've got to solve it fast. Good headshots coming out from it. Just gets 2 before going down. AZ's got to be careful as he gets tagged, but finds his second kill. And MBK, not really much of an argument in this. Tagged up through the garage. He's lucky not to have gone down in that 6 HP. Just the pistol.
Not really much MBK can do here. Be lucky to get a frag. There's some damage there, but with the silenced USB, it's pretty much a reach to try and do anything with it. It's going to be 4-player survivor for North. Good damage done by the CTs, but couldn't really find the frags required. But here we go. Another gun round coming forward. It's going to be 3-2 in favor of North. We've got Kenny S with the AWP. I think he's down to glass cannon and he has no armor. That's a bit of a problem. Not so much on the CT side. He can hold angles and take one-shots and manage to fall back. We'll see whether Kenny S decides to go aggressive with that. I suggest not without the armor. He's heading towards the A site for the first time. He was in B before. He likes to go in the squeaky door area. And this time he'll be more defensive and just be holding an angle, like I said, and just trying to get that first pick. Cajun B boosted up, of course, trying to open the map up. Shox, he likes to play his close range position, but I think everyone knows it. Just behind that smoke as well, sometimes finds himself in a lot of trouble. As you can see, he will be backed up by Apex, but only got those M4s and an easy shot for Cajun. That's quite sloppy from Apex.
Shox has pushed through middle.
Yeah, has to.
Good position. Oh, they check it, but don't go far enough. Cajun, lucky to stay alive. It could be problematic for Shox because he was in such a good opportunity to pull it back 4 versus 4 and he misses it.
Yeah, that wasn't a great round overall from G2, but still in it, of course, a 5-on-4. Shox, he potentially should have picked that kill up. Try number 6 here. And it looks like North will be heading in towards B. I would say this is a full XQ territory. You want to be smoking towards CT spawn, Heaven, Molotoving the site. Config likes to walk in this area by himself most of the time. Body spots 1, has to fall back at this stage. Decent smoke from him. Won't be actually shallow enough, so they'll actually be able to push past that.
And they'll get into the site now for free as well. A little bit timid in doing so. They want to make sure they clear out behind the box. And Checker, they've just done that. Want to try to time his spray. No one's really rotated over yet from G2. I imagine they're going to commit to an early save on this. They're getting an... Oh, watch. Okay.
Are they?
Missed position from the minimap. I thought MSL was actually above the drop, but he's inside the garage. I think early save has to be. Yeah.
5-on-4. I guess they don't really have the utility. The money's already desperate. No one in the B site. And when you've got 5 terrorists alive with the bomb down, those crossfires would be so deadly. It's going to take so much time. They're pretty far removed from the situation. So it does make sense. Bitter pill to swallow, but it's early days, and here we go. Kenny S holding towards the squeaky door area. They are finding frags as the hunt begins. North will be aware that they're saving weaponry at this point. It's very interesting to see like 9 players go for a full save when the bomb just goes down as well, but I kind of like that from G2. They know this round is probably over, and it's fine. It's only be 4-2 at this stage as well. And we've known this map to be a T-sided affair recently, at least. It used to be very, very balanced, but T-sides these days seem to run away with it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'll go runaway, but you're right. It is definitely two-sided as of late.
Yeah.
So Kenny keeping the op up. All the guns saved. They buy out 1M4. That's all they have to. Apex fully armed, equipped. Forward to get some utility in, so they have 5 smokes to work with. 3 can of flames. On the other side, it's equal or better for the terrorists. AWP for Cajun B gets in toward A main. They're going fast to take over the map, or at least that part of the map, I should say. But Kenny is posted wide side, open position toward A main. So if they get a little bit careless before they get in position to cover off quad, he could catch them.
Yeah, it is an aggressive stance. He can obviously go towards Squeaky Door as well, or actually pushing to A main itself. Decides to fall back towards quad. And this is where Config is so deadly. Everyone knows he does this. Walking into B by himself, but he seems to find kills every single time. Delivers once again. Takes out one of the talisman. Make it 2 for Config. Is going to be body dropping as well. And that's why he's such an amazing player. So confident in his own ability. Just walks in and destroys the B bomb site.
Disjointed defense as a result, but Apex going in toward A main. If he can get toward the bomb, if he could have lined up at least one of those kills, give them a fighting hope. But goes down. It's pretty much round done. North is looking absolutely convincing. You were saying at the start you thought this would be all G2, especially on this map. We know North hasn't exactly been warm to it.
Yeah.
They seem to play it well when they do. And again, here we're seeing that, especially on this T side.
I think this has been one of their focuses in the boot camp they've had recently. Try and get the map called increased by. They did play Cash before, but it was always so kind of 50-50, whether it be shocking or relatively good. This is seeming very promising at this point as well. After losing the pistol, going down 2-0, they've actually won now 5 rounds in a row. Config, like we said, so confident, walking into that B site, finding the headshots. That's just round over. You find 2 kills in B, it's another safe situation. That's exactly what's happening right now. And G2, fair play to them, managing to keep the weaponry up for now. It's going to be the AWP and MBK's M4 towards CT spawn. And MBK just keeps finding frags. Cajun B takes him down, and Kenny Esto finds another kill. Round is obviously over, but Kenny saving his AWP is pivotal at this point.
He'll do so. Both ops survive.
It's an expensive round for North, sure, but still, after winning that round in 5 in a row, they've got about 10k per player, so they're fine to give that away. It's definitely worth the risk. Even finding MBK limits them. So Config, here's the replay, man. That's just disgusting, isn't it? No utility required, just walk in and having brutal aim to take them down.
I mean, if there's something behind his trash talk, it's confidence, and he's definitely stepped up with it in this whole event. He's the highest rated player in the entire tournament, going into the final at 1.29.
Yeah. Again,
we said if Magisk could start to match that or get up at least close to that level, they would be a threat, and they would be a match to G2. We know they've got the firepower. Magisk sits 4 and 5 right now, and Config 10 is a bit ahead of the rest, but he's leveling the rest of his team, and he's had some contribution on some of their site takes on entry.
Well, yeah, he's won that 3v1 situation to fit around on the board, and now he's just got that double entry towards the B side. He's been the MVP so far of this first map. We'll see whether G2 have a response. It seems like they've had a little time out here. It's going to be a double AWP setup, of course. Shoxy and Kenny, it's a deadly duo. Sometimes hit or miss, and we'll see whether it delivers here today. Up against the AWP Occasion B. And it looks like another standard round for North. They like to get that A main control and challenge any CTs pushing in. They won't necessarily commit here. Flash is going into A main. Looks like the CTs want a battle here. Who comes out on top? It's going to be Body finding 2 frags. Kenny S chiming in as well. Nice clean round from G2.
Very clean, very quick as well. He just mentioned the damage to the economy in the last round and that they still have a lot of money. Well, this will chisel into it significantly, especially if they can keep everyone alive. MSL. And the door is going to try and do what he can, but 4 players there, and yeah, Body's not even going to take that fight. Thanks very much. I'll shut that. Cheeky peek, considering he had 12 HP. He gets tagged to 5, but it's just MSL that remains. They know exactly where he is. 5 rounds about to be reset, and Body on 5 HP will disengage and let his teammates go hunting instead.
Not necessarily worth the 100 this stage with G2. Like you said, a reset now, meaning they've lost 5 rounds in a row. After winning one, you go back to $1,400, then $1,900 per round, and you want to make sure going forward, if that does happen, you have 5 players surviving this time, so you're going to be stronger going into the next one. So for now, G2, there it is. It's going to be MBK to find the final frag. And that was nice, a good response. Like I said, North's default is getting towards A main and stopping that sort of aggression. The flashbangs were decent, finding frags all over the place. G2 with the first 3, not giving anything away. That's just what they needed. And it seems that this double AWP setup is going to be a decent adjustment for them. It's 5-3. We still have money available for North, like we said, but you're very correct in saying it's going to be whittling them down. This should be the final buy they have in hand right now. It's a decent buy, 5 AKs and all the utility, and a change of pace map. This is what MSL's so good at. Throwing a spanner in the works just as you get comfortable with what they're presenting. It's going to be 5 towards B, flashbang's decent, Config to lead the charge, of course, as he throws a Molotov towards Checkers.
Shocks with a bounce flash toward B main. Ooh. He's timing just, oh, there it is, gets it, but just comes back up, but that was the problem. He took that shot and Config so close, walks in and another headshot, body goes down. His accuracy is incredible today.
Yeah, he's on another level right now. Cracks open the B bomb site once again. That's going to be planted. Looks like the retake will be on this time. Man advantage in favor of North, but they're smoked out. G2 need to decide whether this is worth it.
Kenny sitting, waiting for the man on the boxes. The man at default, planting the bomb to move. He won't. So 2 players stay on the site. Now with that, with no opening, yep, G2's going to have to back off and save again. Kenny's going to keep the op. That's the significant portion of the save. And there's money enough that Apex will be able to drop. So too will Kenny. So actually, but with that said, Body and Shocks actually have enough in the grave. So they'll be fine in the next round, but it's still accumulating.
Yeah, what did Config have for breakfast this morning? He's playing unbelievably well. That B bomb site has just been such a nuisance for G2. Like we said, North changing the pace. That's what MSL's been known to be so good at as an in-game leader. Just as you can feel G2 adjusting to what you're doing, you change it up. 5 players towards P, which means you have to go quite quickly. You don't know what kind of map control G2 have got on the other side, and that's perfect, right? As soon as Shoxy takes that first shot, the refrag's coming in. That's how you play Counter-Strike. That's textbook stuff from Config, and just nailing the headshots all over the place. Very impressive.
For a team that we often criticize being aggressive on their buys, G2's being very disciplined right now because that's a reset. They only got $1,400 going into that round, but because they kept so many players alive in the last one, and by saving in this, they've actually only really had to save 1 round overall despite losing 7 of the last 8, or rather, excuse me, 6 of the last 7. So they're being smart, and it pays off because MBK with a rifle, able to push up, find an opening kill, and Kenny again with the AWP, sits to find AZ. Changes his angle. Molotov's going to make it all the way around the back of the quad, though, so he's got to completely relocate. Wait for them to push all the way through to the site, which they're doing now. MSL going above, could catch him off. Oh, good shot, because Truck could have shot him down. Nails MBK, but Apex immediate trade on the low HP. Kenny's down to 15, waiting for the flames to dissolve and try and push in, misses it, but Jisk is able to swing through. He's the only one remaining, though, in a 1 versus 3. Good start, takes down Apex. Try and play at the bomb, hold it as well, because no one's going to push through. Body and Shocks will wait for that to happen and play it together. They're coming from complete opposite sides. We see Body beside Magisk's name. It gives you mentality on the retake versus the man he's up against. As Magisk will sit at quad. Best position he could possibly play considering they're on either side. And they're being very slow, G2. Trying to figure out exactly where he's gone. Only kit in play as of right now, Shocks. There is another one down on the site. Won't matter. They've got lots of time when they get there.
Nice work from G2 there. Like you said, they've been very disciplined so far, and that 2v1 situation is no different. Very slowly working out where he is, pincering together. Lovely work there, and it's a change of pace once they have a G2. The round they won before, very aggressive towards A main. This time they're pushing towards B storage. I think that's the objective. Kill Config at the start, overwhelm them, at least get a trade, and funnel them towards A bomb side. That's where Kenny's waiting for them. He finds the first couple of kills there and shuts it down. Made his boy in the 3 versus 1. Can't pick it up, but manages to get the plant in, and another buy available for North here. So GT needs to be very careful once again. Like we said, the money control for them has been great, but this is another reset situation. Double orb set up. Config trying to use that flashbang once more to stop any pushing CTs, but it looks like on the other side of the map, it's Kenny S pushing towards A storage once again. Body goes down first. No double frag for AZ this time. It's going to be Major's boy to give them the man advantage.
SL doubling up, though, walking out from Squeaky. He's been successful playing in that position. Remember the round they took over mid, he was able to walk out, overwhelm the A site after the fact. Shocks just trying to get away with this rifle, or excuse me, this AWP at this point. Will get Config up close. Cajun. Now, crowd. If I can hear it in my headset, so can he. He knew he was running back toward T-spawn. They know exactly where he is, so they'll take him down as a result. Shocks won't keep the AWP, and they will not pick it up. So they're going to leave it, so they stick with just the single on the T side, which makes sense.
G2 needs to be careful here. They're getting quite predictable at this stage. They've been pushing B, pushing A, and it seems like MSL, to be fair to him, lovely headshots there. And it's North, as soon as they know the aggression's coming in, they're reacting and pushing through Squeaky Door and finding battles at the A main entrance as well. It's going to be 7-4. Like we said, that's going to be a harsh reset for G2. On average, they've got about 3K per player, Matt. So you have a couple of players that can buy, and we'll see whether that works out for them. I'm not so sure. We have a technical pause coming in. Shoxy just crashed out of the server. Admin's dealing with that very quickly. Looks like he's back on. We're ready to go.
Might have been a set disconnect because he actually finished the last round still completely fine, obviously. So I assume he's just fixing something. Yep.
Looks like we're ready to go. It's saying have fun, and the unpause comes in. So this will be indeed be the UK for G2. 7-4. North on the T side looking very good, I have to say, Matthew. It's going to be 12-7 for Config overall. 10 kills on the leading side for MBK. There we go then, Cajun all towards middle. Managed to take down his first shot before. This time takes a ding, down to 44 HP. Major's boy boosted up, and they know it's going to be an eco from that first interaction, so they can slow things right down now.
Damage dealt, even though they are playing slower. The face from MBK. Smoke to go off towards Z connector. And when that smoke lands, they potentially start to push through a little bit more aggressively. They know MBK was toward the white box. They just have to worry about this position. Molotov will deal with it, sandbags, so watch for them to push all the way up. Now they definitely will.
Yeah, nice work by Cajun. He's not the flashiest of AWPers, but he gets the job done, hits the shot to really count. There's another one on the board for him. 5 on 4 now. They know it's an eco, like I said. So just get some control of the areas that are key up towards highways for Major's boy. He knows he'll be presence towards possibly CT spawn or forklift. Needs to be careful. Doesn't want to walk in there by himself. They opt to go in towards the B site. Config once again looking to open this area up. This player a headshot, and right by the entrance as well. Body finds the first kill.
Good play from Body. Double headshot. Shock's still in position at the headshot position, but he'll go down. And it's Kenny that remains. Let's see Body. One drink of water, head thrown back for a second after he did a good job to start things off, but they lost the control right away. 1 versus 3, good damage onto Cajun. Deagle still in play, but Magisk in better position.
Not a bad attempt there from G2, was pretty much an eco for them. A couple of upgraded pistols there and some armor. Body with the 5.7, very good weapon at close range, as demonstrated there by the newest signing of G2. And we'll see whether he can continue that form going forward here. It's going to be round number 13, map 8-4. G2 now desperately trying to get back into this one. Double AWP setup once again. Been so many disappointing rounds, and they just had to save after losing that first frag, knowing that the retake isn't possible. That could be a similar story here. Not a single kit available. Shoxy, no armor as well. Money not really stabilizing for them as of yet. This can't seem to string together rounds. They just win one, get reset, then they have to eco and find themselves in this economic rut.
Config aggressive toward B main, is going to just sit to watch box, but he's alone. They're leaving he and MSL to be the men to suss out the situation either side of the map. MSL again towards Squeaky.
Yeah. Things have subsided, at least in terms of the CT aggression. They've realized that's not really working out for them. North are very well prepared for after experiencing 2 rounds in a row. Apex potentially wanted to boost there, but we'll have to fall back as the flames land at his feet. Having a look at the terrorist setup now, 4 players towards the A side of the map, just Config on the other side. So I would say a small execution there, not very technical. Smoke towards highway, Molotov's coming in, try and get that first pick. That's going to be very likely. There's the first smoke, AZ strikes, he commits to the A side, finds, can't actually do it. Kenny takes him down, it's going to be down to MBK here. And the refrag comes in, 4 on 4.
Apex is wrapped back around to go highway to try and get closer. Good shot, Kenny on the response, takes down Cajun. MSL just immediately, though, beforehand, had taken down Apex, and they couldn't find him. Immediate response, but overstep from Magisk, and the bomb goes further forward, so he actually got it, recovered it, and then put it in a worse position, because now Kenny can watch it, and a crossfire set, double up to watch the bomb, and that's going to be way too overwhelming for North. Config walks directly into it, Kenny finds round 5.
Yeah, Kenny seems to be getting warmed up at this stage, is why I often say I think this is the absolute best map in terms of the options he has available. Very versatile and aggressive AWPer. Hasn't really been able to show that just yet, but there's 4 kills for him, starting to build the confidence now. Top fragging for his team, 13 and 8, actually top of the server overall, so it's nice to see him turn up in a very key round as well. G2 finally posting round number 5 here. But you can see money's still a problem. MBK down to the UMP, Apex on a Famas, and I think that CT aggression towards B is coming in once again, trying to find Config desperately. They can't do it though. So the MBK to drop first and 2 kills for North.
Yeah, Body, as soon as he got the kill, was flashed off, couldn't do anything. Do they know Shox is here? They haven't checked Checker at all, and he's snuck around. They don't know that he's gone, but AZ continues to pursue on a hunch, makes it work. Double Molotov stackings, they have to face off. Kenny gets a shot, and somehow gets back through it, only taking a fraction of damage.
Yeah.
Got over top of it without too many ticks.
Oh man, it's so heartbreaking to watch this G2 once again after winning 1 round. Shut down, the reset comes in. It's that aggression from the CT side, just trying to find Config, but North, they're aware of it. MSL calls the perfect strategy there. Have a heavy focus and stack towards the B storage area, wait for the CT aggression to come in, get the trade, and then some. And they're pushing towards B and have an open bomb site. Nothing the CT's going to really do about it. Body gets 1 kill. That's about it. Kenny S There's no chance in this round. Has to save the weapon. Round number 14 here. They're going to number 15 with little to no money. Kenny S has to save this weapon. Definitely worth the hunt for the T side at this point. Doesn't look like they'll fully commit. Kenny S is in towards that squeaky door position. And it's what Grand Finals are all about, man. Just sometimes saying, okay, 5 players towards B. Let's get the trades going on. Let's get the bomb down and make sure we're hitting the shots. You don't have to be that tactical. People could be nervous, missing things, and you know if they're feeling the pressure from Config, especially, and they're playing quite passively, or they're trying to go super aggressive just to take him out, you can capitalize on that. Tactical pause to finish it off here in the first half.
Yeah, right before the halftime end. G2 trying to as many rounds as they can. They're not in a position to do so. In terms of max weaponry, they do still have Kenny's AWP, obviously.
Yeah.
But it's pistols aside from a UMP on body. What's the money on MBK? Yeah, he's yet to buy. He's got a pistol. He's going to go utility.
He's got 1400, so yeah, pretty much has to. We can get dropped to PT50 something. That'd be great. Kenny Esto, instead of dropping him a pistol, went for the incendiary smoke flashbang. So maybe no chance of that. So he's down to just a CZ armor, which is fine.
Well, it's fine. It's not ideal, given the current scoreline in the half. MSL will lead off with Cajun.
Yeah.
I imagine aggressive, and that looks to be the case from G2. As MBK gets in behind the forklift, Shock's waiting to go through the squeaky door. He's just waiting for the call. They know MSL's been out there quite a lot. If he can get flashed in, throw the flash, 1, 2, open the door, pop in front of MSL's face, they could actually overwhelm him.
I like to look at this. The 4-man stack on the A site. Will they open the door?
The issue is, yeah, 2 more players coming in from north. And, not only that, if they did flash through, it would have been MSL behind the door. Good opening. They beat them to the punch. 1 for the AWP, 1 for the AK. Bomb planted in the A site. And I would say 1 more for north, as we're going to go 10-5. Kenny S with it all to do. Smoked off already at the truck. Caught up on the fence. So it's not a bad idea to throw out in behind the forklift, but it's really only 1 kill in the equation. Does work, burns him down, Config, as he overfaces and tries to get the kill.
Yeah, well, it feels like this situation might be a bit of a reach for Kenny S. 4 HP, doing what he can. Going to be very good in this scenario, but Molotov on the bomb pretty much confirms that he can't do anything about that. KGB to find the final frag. 10-5 for North. Now, I said at the start, I didn't think he had much of a chance for this grand final, especially on cash, but they've seemed to be the better team in terms of the star power as well. G2 are missing Shocks. He's been quiet most of the tournament, looked much better yesterday, but he's back at the bottom. 5 kills for him in a really important game, the grand final, and it's Config running away with things on the T side.
Running away indeed, but it's a grand final. It's G2, and we know halftimes can change things. We're going to take a break, and G2 is certainly going to come back stronger. Map 1 of potentially 5 starts off going the way of North.
Yes.
At least for now, we end it at 10-5 half. And don't forget, things are running swiftly, all due to the fact that they are on the Intel i7 quad-core processor. You were playing on it earlier, Henry. It seemed to help you a little more than it did Moses.
Yeah, it seems so. I felt very comfortable up there. Lots of frame rates up, and the i7 seemed to be spectacular. That's all I can say about it, Matthew. It's going to be the pistol round, though. Let's see if G2 can deliver something impressive as well. It's going to be a full-on B rush. Why not? They've got the Molotov and body finding the first headshot as well. Overwhelming the CTs on this side of the map. He's cowering toward the back of Checkers. That's Config going down as well. 5-on-3. G2 looking in command this round.
Cajun waiting to see what he could spot from Heaven, as bomb plant already means problems for North. No kit still in play. Good shot, Cajun on entry. Nearly swings back around to find MBK as well. He's on 35. You got both. I'd start to think momentum and pressure gets applied to G2. Shot from Apex, though. That'll negate any further threat. And everyone's in position to take them down on entry. 2 kills, Shocks in the round. And 6th round for G2.
Keep it simple, G2. The full-on rush B can be a very effective strategy. It comes down to that first interaction. You find that CT as he's facing towards B storage. You're going to overrun the side. B set up with the bomb down as well. The retake becomes very difficult with the defending side at that stage. North, though, like we said, a lot of this tournament, not many teams actually force buy in the second round anymore, especially on the CT side. They want to make sure they have their AWPs, their utility going forward. And then Mage's boy, what a shot that was. He's got the upgraded pistol, of course, and he takes down Body towards the boost position. Kenny S quickly responds, though. It takes down Cajun. 4-on-4 with mid-control granted towards the T side. They can slow things down. Mage's boy, he's going to be fighting this round. Down to 14 HP right now. He might just have to submit at this stage.
Smoke from SL to work with, to contend with on his Deagle. Bomb left inside the mid-garage, no big deal. MBK still useless, and Apex pushed forward with Kenny is just clearing out middle slowly, calculated. They don't pistol rounds in CSGO, and especially as of late. Still a threat, especially if MSL hit that shot. Good play, Apex.
Yeah. Teammate baits out the shot. He'll jump up and take that headshot towards MSL. Not too bad at all. Mage's boy still low. This should be quite a simple round now. Config only with the PT-50, no Deagles. That would have been a fantastic weapon in that particular position, but now 4 players surviving G2. Smoke deployed as well. Made is now last chance saloon for him to really make any sort of impact to this round. Kenny crosses over, does some damage, but ultimately taken down. That's going to be the round concluded. 2-0 for G2 here. So North on the full EK next round, with a view to have the full buy in the first go round there. Like we normally talk about, it's quite common these days to full force buy for the CT side, and the second round is quite limiting. We won't have the fuse kids, we won't have the head armor, or even an AWP. So North looking at the bigger picture here, considering they have the lead at the moment. So full eco for G2 now. Just going to be running around and trying to find the headshots. They have no SMGs up. Body yet to buy. He could actually potentially bring a MAC-10 out. Here's the replay, I'm sure, of the 1D to kick things off. That's not bad at all.
Very, very good. Charging up middle. Look at them go. Shocks. Spots out one, and then gets taken down. They're all there. Body's going to swing around and try and do what he can on a pistol. The rest of them will just rush over to where B and try and get a bomb. But the problem is they're rotating back through the vents. 2 players, if they'd all gone, they might have had a chance to catch them off. But good read, good reaction, all simply based on the fact that Shocks saw them fast enough, even though he went down.
Sure. Yeah, they know they can't really do anything in that round. It's going to be nothing invested whatsoever. Rush middle, see if you can get a trade, which they did. Could have been a bit more expensive for G2, but they managed to recover the situations. Round number 19. I guess you can call this the first gun round. And as you can see, after not force buying on that second round, they get a double AWP setup. Config and Cajun. Config especially, not known to be an AWPer, but he can pick it up every now and then, especially on a map like Cash. Likes to play on the B bombs on the CT side as well as the T. I'll be trying to find this first frag. Looking at that tight angle, smoked out for now. Probably will take a shot eventually. Doesn't opt to do it. Adjust position, but Molotov down means he has to get to the back of the site.
Flames below the vents. MSL managing to dodge out the flash. Gets himself in a perfect position. Vent still intact. No idea he was there. He takes down Apex, but the response is quite quick from G2. Shocks him, or rather, excuse me, Body and Kenny getting kills. It's Config on an AWP now stepping up. Bomb down toward the generator. Fully dynamic as he rotates all the way around. That MBK had no idea he'd gone that far over to his right. It's just Shocks that remains in a 1 versus 2 winnable. He's got a smoke. He's got full armor. Bombs down in the site as well. He could smoke off again toward tree and try and push forward, but he's trying to use time as his ally.
Yeah, 50 seconds remaining. Hoping a mistake is made by the CTs at this stage, holding in towards a small pit area of AZ and CT Sport. Mage's Boy watching the flank as well, making sure that Shoxy cannot exit the situation. Bomb down. Shoxy, though, can't find anything. Does he detect AZ on the other side?
So toward the bomb. First order of business taken care of. 25 seconds. He can afford actually to even fake it once or twice. Gonna hold it. Doesn't hear any footsteps marching toward him. Checks the smoke. Checks heaven.
Here we go.
He's a capable man. He's up against two highly skilled players as well, and AZ's been coming to life as of late as well. Very patient again. No kits on either AZ or Magisk. There's, I believe, one down where Config was. Nade goes in. Op goes flying. Shox doesn't move. Very confident. Spotted up, though. Second sooner, he might have had a chance to take the shot. Magisk finds him instead. Re-peeks. And goes down. North will pick up number 11, their first of their CT half on the first gun round.
Yeah, that's perfect from North. They're sticking together, biding their time, like you said. Sure, they had no kits, but they want to make sure that was a single 2-on-1 situation instead of two separate 1-on-1. So that's absolutely perfect. Config, though, what an amazing round by him. He's probably one of the greatest all-rounders we haven't seen us go right now. Very aggressive, very capable with the rifle, and you can see what he can do with the AWP as well. Fantastic round from him overall. Gave him the 2 versus 1, and Shoxy, who has been quiet today, especially in the grand final, can't find the 2v1. Normally so good in those situations.
Config's going to try and peek out, but when he does, it's the exact time that the flash lands. Okay, that's tasked to try and find information at B this time. Instead, Shox has gone towards Squeaky.
Yeah.
Very standard default from G2.
Well, North posting their first CT round, 11-8. Still in that double orb setup, and MSO in the vents once again. Managed to find that first frag before, but not shooting the vents out. Asian B not smoked off. Might have a chance to find and actually nail a shot. MBK gets legged.
Good play again from timing in the vents on MSL.
Absolutely.
He makes no mistake to get away as well, just wants to get the kill. No risk. Doesn't need that to be traded.
So Asian B's legged MBK, MSL with the first frag as well. Now they can just fall back, hold the bomb sites, continue with the crossfires. Mid, that's absolutely fine. You have the man advantage, get your orb towards the back of quad, watch towards highway, then have an AWP in B as well. Mid's not that much of a promising area unless you have the man advantage. So CTs don't have to work for this at all. G2 pressure's on them, and it looks like they're heading back towards B.
It's interesting as well because MSL, based on what Yanko said at the start of this, he's never liked giving up middle, but they're willing to do so now with the man advantage.
Yeah.
Config, very tight angle. He's waiting for them to commit before he'll be able to see them. He's the only one on the B site, so man advantage is fine, but if he goes down and they get a bomb plant, it's a retake, even though it would be 4 versus 4, so it's still all right for the T's. They've gotten in deep, no idea. Config had absolutely no clue. Plants do any second. Unless a nade comes through, it's MBK planting. He's at 17 HP. Yep, they've already backed off. So the smoke goes down. That's all they need, the 1 kill.
Well, there was the advantage for North there, but the timings elude Config. He was back at the site, looking very confident there. Smoking CD Spawn Molotov on the side made him move his position and miss a terrorist crossing over to his left-hand side, meaning he doesn't actually have the information, can't find a single frag. If he gets it, the retake's on. They can actually have a chance there, but unfortunately, timing's working against him, and it's going to be G2 shutting down the economy of North. They keep 3 players up, sure, but still going to be difficult to buy into the next round.
Difficult, but doable. It's a similar approach to what we saw G2 doing, actually, very early on in their half. The end of it, they started to get a little more desperate because they had to, but they're saving and early calls to do so. Bought them a few more rounds that they potentially shouldn't have had.
It's definitely easier when you have the lead like this as well to call. Let's just save the weaponry, look at the bigger picture, make sure we're not giving silly frags away here. The bomb's down, they've got a great crossfire set up. Let's just fall back, save our AWP, and we can just about squeeze out a buy next round. It's a big Config and MSL just with pistols right now, working out what the best approach is. UMP, of course, that'll be coming out when you have no money. Bring out the SMG, and you have no problem whatsoever. 11-9, G2 getting back into this game now. Number 21. Bit of damage there. Config spotted in the B storage. MSL, though, needs to be very careful. They would have seen that smoke deployed. It's not great as well. Surely MSL gets dropped here, but he's looking to be a bit of a nuisance and somehow gets that kill blind.
And gets away as a result of it because everyone else was blind as well. MBK goes to check, and yep, confirmed, not there anymore, so they've got no trade back. And it's again that MSL is disciplined enough to find the kill and get away. A lot of players overextend and overstay their welcome in those situations. MBK is going to try and get a headshot toward the generator. Take to 1 HP, and oh,
there we go.
That even touched him. He was gone. Now rotate Cajun back in position. They're still being rather persistent on the B side as Shox waits in middle for any rotations at white box. Committed at this point. They could boost back up through the vents. NBK should be the one to do it if they elect to, but Body to the side. He's taking the bomb all the way in. This is commitment at B. Fired to where exactly MSL is standing, with the op can't penetrate all the way through. Well, he certainly will as he gets the AK in a much better position. Oh, gun barrel showing Kenny. So smart to find the angles. Perfect timing on the flash, and it pushes him back to Shox, who again was waiting in middle. And when it looked like G2 were in a world of trouble, they find themselves in a beautiful position in the B site.
Yeah, so many great pieces of teamwork there. So many small nuances that maybe people don't notice. That alley-oop with the flashbang, as soon as it goes off, it's pushing the CT back. Shoxy there, waiting to get the retreating players. That's textbook stuff there from G2. 4 players surviving after losing the first frag as well. And that kind of brawl towards a B story. I can't believe MSL managed to get away alive at that point, but he did. G2 recovering, keeping 4 players alive. Major's boy, he's got still 100 HP. He's outside the checkers area right now, looking for terrorists falling back. But now this almost spells a certain eco for North going forward. Now it's going to be 11-10. They only get $1,900 into the next round. Major's boy, sure, he'll save the M4, but it's not like they can really force around it. So the pause comes in. MSL's called it. They've got about 2K per player. I think they haven't got to the point of desperation yet. They shouldn't be forcing around this. Maybe some P250s, work out where they can position Major's boy and actually have a chance of finding multiple frags, funnel them towards A. So, for example, they push B with the pistols. He's waiting the A side. They get a couple of frags. Potentially, he might be able to clutch it out. So that's what it is discussing right now and working out what the best approach is going to be. Major's boy does save an HE grenade, 2 flashbangs and defuse kit. So it does come down to a clutch situation. Maybe he can come out on top.
There's the beautiful trophy they're playing for. Some color in a trophy for a change.
Yeah, not all the silver.
I like it.
Well, we're back into it. Round number 22. G2 certainly closing the gap here. In terms of the second half, 5-1 in favor of the T side. All for Kenny S, of course. No wall bang action going on just yet. We haven't seen that in the grand final. We saw it earlier on in the tournament.
He did try it yesterday versus SK, and I imagine the opportunity presents itself. He'll try it again here.
It's when they get really comfortable. That's when they start doing them.
I mean, there's no harm in trying. It doesn't cost you any time. It's in spawn. It's fairly easy to get the timing right. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to hit it. And then you can just throw the op back to Kenny. And a little bit slower to get map control, potentially on a default. But good trade this time. Boosted up. Apex able to pull back on Magisk after he found the opening kill. But he goes down to 12 HP for doing so, which is costly. That could have been even more problematic for Cajun as he backs away. No one at mid-main to strike when he was blind.
Yeah. 4-4. They do manage to recover the M4. That's going to be in the hands of Cajun B. Shoxy now towards Squeaky Door. There's a nice smoke at highway, and we'll see whether he can actually use his teammates to take away the attention and hopefully crack open the A site here. Cajun B fighting back there. They have a chance in this round, you know. It was 1 M4 and 4 USPs, and they've actually got the man advantage, and Apex is low.
Apex is low, but he's in a great spot. All the way up highway, down goes AZ. It's Kenny trying to hold off to where Quad. He may not have to. Shox goes over the top instead. He knows there's a third. He's got the third. He's got 11-11, and G2 pull back only 1 round for North so far in the second half.
You could see what that round meant to G2 there. Sure, it's up against an eco, but it was tight, and they knew they could actually tie the scoreline here as well. 11-11. Shoxy finds 3 kills towards the end. A little bit uncomfortable, but he manages to pull it off, and still a tie by here for North, Matt. 5 M4s, no kits. 4 players away head armor, not a big issue at all against the AKs, but Kenny S, he's on the AWP, not the same storyline for Cajun B though. We want to go for an aggressive play here. We haven't really seen them mix it up at all. I can see a CT getting ready towards A storage. It might just be going for the boost here. What is the Shroud boost? It works out. They've detected it once again though. Apex through the smoke takes out AZ. Thwarts their attempts to get up there.
And Magisk just bails on it. He assumes they'll check it after they take down the man who boosted him. So he goes back to Quad instead, and it's a bit of a disaster in that sense. They don't get the position, and they lose the man doing it.
Those can be the most gutting interactions you can have, really. You've come up with an idea to try and shut down the T side, and it just gets completely shut down in 5 seconds before you even get up there.
Ooh, Cajun, getting a shot through smoke, is able to take Apex. And Config's held station with bomb down inside his sight. He's got a real chance, but not when Shox walks out the door.
Yeah.
Almost LM Cajun. Ball picked up. Head was shown. Cajun can't hit it. M4 do push into him, though, aggressively from Kenny. That may be costly for them because
No need for that.
there's no need for it, and the position from MSL is actually reasonable. If he gets all the way around to Squeaky in time, and Cajun's able to distract moving to Truck, it's actually, oh, door opened as well. It's actually almost perfect as Cajun pushes MBK exactly where he wants to, right into MSL. Shocks now knows he's there. He's going to shut the door surely if he can get that far, but a flash out. He's stuck in no man's land on 2 HP. The timing worked out so well, and Kenny getting aggressive. Cajun got all the room he needed to work with.
Absolutely no need for that whatsoever. You're the AWPer. You need to get towards A main. The bomb will be planted, and you can shut it down with the long-range Jules at that stage. He pushes towards Highway, getting ahead of himself, trying to use that Tech 9, find the key frag. Cajun, can't believe his luck, takes him down. MSL, like you said, perfect position. The timing was spot on. Open door. And here's the replay of that boost. Failure. So North recovering. That's a big round, though. Came down to 2 players surviving for North. They've managed to get one on the board here. They need to start stringing rounds together. Plenty of money still available for the G2 side. Even after the blunder, here comes the shot! Oh, I thought it was going to land. I thought he had it perfect.
He actually, if he shot at 150 that time, he would have, but he religiously waits to 149.
It's always so hype when that comes in.
You love to see it.
I really do.
MSL behind the box. The Molotov's going to go beyond him. It doesn't give him much room for escape. That close. Shouldn't have to worry too much of it. So Kenny has his AWP back after Body took the shot and goes toward A main. And while they're waiting for pushes in mid, it's actually B main that's got the aggression applied right now. Config and MSL both outside of the site, inside of the tunnels themselves, or thereabout as we see Config's a couple feet back.
Yeah, he's just trying to bait in MSL. Even if he doesn't get a kill, he just fires a shot off. And MSL in that tight corner, he'll have a chance to maybe get a spray down there. He actually decides to fall back from that position. 1 minute remaining now. G2 haven't given much away. No real mid-control coming in either. But here come the Molotovs, and Apex has been boosted up. So a chance now to try and find this kill on Cajun. No AWP for him. It's only going to be Config, who's primarily the secondary AWP. We'll see whether he can do anything about this as they make their way towards vents. Smoked out for now. It's actually a very good smoke from the CTs. Delays him, almost funnels him towards A, but they'll go back towards the storage area. Config's waiting for them. Needs to hit a shot here.
30 seconds. Not only does he need to hit a shot, it would have been ideal to slow them down. They need to push on quickly, and as he relocates, they catch MSL in the open. It's all onto Config. Flashed again this time. He hits it through the flash, though. Once more, but a flames beneath the feet.
Yeah.
And he roasts alive. It's Shocks that gets to the site. And the bomb planted by NBK. It doesn't look like AZ and Magisk want much in this.
It's such a powerful combination. The Molotovs dropped to the site with the flashbangs as well. When the flashbangs are going off, you can't really hear or see what's going on. So it's going to be interesting enough. G2 picking up double AWPs on the T side here, just to finish that point as well. North will be saving 2 players, and Config finds a kill fully blind, but that's all he gets. So AZ now with Mage's ball, we did say they don't string rounds together. They're going to be on a very difficult buy.
So MBK, just to note, picked up that AWP just to hold an angle in the post plant. Going back to the AK. It's certainly not a map that lends itself to a double op T side. There aren't many that do, to be fair.
Yeah, I'd agree with that. So this 10-5 lead that North once had has been equalized once again, and in terms of the finances, they're on the back foot. 12-12 comes in. Another pause called by MSL. They've got 2 weapons to work with going forward into round number 25. 3 players of pistols, and in terms of the money overall, well, it's not looking good. It's actually kind of grim. Pretty much everyone's below $2,000 here coming to the closing sectors of this first map as well. Just as it looked like they were going to have a fantastic game here, especially the likes of Config turning up in emphatic fashion. He's dropped off significantly in the second half here.
Has actually, yeah.
And we've got Kenny S. Fire on all cylinders, 25 kills for him, 12 deaths. Looked fantastic, even though he had that blunder in the previous round.
It's not the first time we've seen North have a single player have a phenomenal half, and then they go quiet following that.
I think it's been Config that's done that many times on this particular map as well. When we've casted them, that seems to be the storyline. He looks amazing on the T-side, and they swap over, and he plummets.
Obviously, the reference I'm making is Magisk at the major, but it is true. Config's had the same problem in the past. So guns again, Kenny S. Yep, they're going to force around it. They'll go with the CZ only for Cajun, though. He's the AWP player, so I guess if all goes well, he'll have one in the next round, but they've got a big task ahead of them with 2 UMPs. Fast play with the UMPs. Trying to catch MBK blinded. They do. Gun down, but it's nowhere near Cajun. He's already backed off to B site. They can't afford to overextend to try and grab it. They've given up Highway as a result of this. Good push through from Magisk, but AZ's got problems because no one admitted he misses the shot slightly to the right, snaps too far. It gives G2 a chance, but a chance that is only limited. Sees at 75 of all weapons, finds the kill at range on Shocks.
Yeah, this is actually looking pretty good for North now. Apex, so towards CT spawn, fantastic position. But the CTs have already walked past him. He has no idea. Kenny S is by himself, isolated on the side with the AWP. Of course, he has that first shot, got the Tech 9 to back him up as well.
Made a smart move to rotate in. The problem is the smoke down. He's going to be bailed out by Apex.
Just about.
Yeah, you're right, just about. MSL could have easily caught off Kenny. And he's now set perfectly ready for Cajun. Good team play yet again from G2. And they'll find themselves with 3 to go before they take map number 1. Things are not looking great based on the force buy on the CT side.
Yeah, that's such a difficult decision to make. That's why they made that pause at the start of the round. They went for the force buy, 2 M4s with the UMPs as well, was looking good. But Apex getting towards CT spawn, it could have been hit or miss, but it just about gets towards highway in time. Saves Kenny S, who's already hit a nice shot as well. And G2 have a decent approach overall at the start. They know the money's going to be weak for North. Go for that fast mid take. They don't have the incendiaries to hold you off or even an AWP. So fast mid control, lost a couple of frags, but recovered. And they're taking the lead for the first time in a while. Body with the first shot, Kenny S as well. This is an eco from North. It's almost guaranteed to win this round at this stage. Just 3 silenced USPs remaining now, and G2 looking to get 14-12.
Closer and closer for Apex at highway. Body. Spray transfer.
Oh, yes.
By MSL. Pretty calculated and swift round from G2. A lot of map control game again outside of middle, so they are going to have to watch that when they get the guns up.
Yeah, looking much better here on the T side. G2 operating as a very efficient unit, I have to say. And all available for North once again. The money has been a massive issue for them. Similar fate to what G2 suffered in the first half. Win a round, then reset, having to eco, save weapons. You never really get stable at that point. You have to be winning 3 or 4 rounds in a row to have money left over. As we get into round number 27. All available for Kenny S. I'm not sure they went for the wallbang shot at the start. Doesn't seem to be that effective at this point, but round number 27, no kits once again for North. That's a really crucial investment you have to make on the CT side. Can be the difference maker in the clutch situations.
Bounce out. Smoke to highway. AZ sees the flashes going up. He's trying to dodge them, doesn't know where they're going to land. Gets a smoke between he and Cajun. They're not sure exactly where they want to play on this either. Looking to go together. Staggered or almost lined up. Doesn't matter. AZ still finds the kill as Cajun is just waiting it out to see if they'll wrap around. AZ goes back to the corner. He confirms that's clear, so Cajun looks elsewhere, but Shocks pushes through rather quickly. Cajun's going to try and wrap back around him. It works out. He's able to find him, but he's got more work to do still. MBK on 4 HP. It's Kenny that has to survive to hold him off, and unfortunately MBK is sitting in the open. Couldn't quite line it up, but knows exactly where he's gone. As Kenny is quick on and off. Has to be every bit as quick as he's ever been. Tech 9 does damage, but it's not enough. North pull back to within 1.
G2 trying to find match point there. The set execution, it looked beautiful to kick things off. Bit of a brawl there, North, with 3 players on the A side. Managed to actually find decent exchanges there. MSL, a nice flank once again. Coming from that squeaky door, like he said, had them lined up. Could have got the double kill, but Kenny S manages to avoid him. Pulls out a Tech 9. Got a bit scary there, but North do post another round. 2 players surviving. Plenty of cash available for G2 going into round number 28 here. North, they lose this one. Pretty much GG. They'll have nothing for the final round. Here we go. Pause called. It was Shoxy this time, working out how they're going to find round number 15. North still feeling the economic burn. It's going to be Major Spoil, just a UMP. They do manage to get the all power now and some diffuse kits and the utility they need for a full gun round, so that's good. And the unpause comes in. Kenny S with a pretty bad spawn, can't go for a fast pick yet. Looks like he'll be watching towards B storage for any sort of CP aggression, which we haven't seen on the North side really. They've been quite static in this holding classic positions. Complete opposite to what G2 are doing on their CT side really.
Op aggressive for config. Pushing and pushing further. MBK.
Oh, what?
Kenny's waiting for it.
How's he missed that?
I think that's almost, you know, goaltender in hockey where you're too quick and you over move your arm, but the puck goes under you. He was expecting him to be so much faster and he flicked, but he was going so slowly it just missed. Shocks is tagged up inside of Squeaky, but he got a little bit of information as to where they are in A. There's 3 players there. He doesn't know that, but definitely saw 2 at 4 because they're going to push in toward A main.
Yeah, this is better now for North. Getting that map control that's required Majors towards A storage. Molotov down as well to buy him some time.
They've gone for the map control elsewhere. but they have given up mid and doing it, and that's exactly where G2's gone. Ready for it, you would have thought MSL, but gets taken down by Body, and only managing 1 kill was Config, so they've opened the site yet again. We could find map point quite quickly. Magisk and AZ, and they're very spread out. AZ is already inside of spawn. Magisk over toward A. I'd say it's a save.
They have to, really, like I said, losing this one. First stage loss bonus, they're going to get $1,400 on top of their pretty much zero right now. Major's boy waiting to see if Shox wants to walk around the corner. I think Shoxy pre-fires this. He does, but Major's boy beats him to the punch, takes him down. Will be a 3-on-2, just desperately trying to hold on to these weapons. So Major's presumably will be upgrading to the AK. Doesn't actually pick it up just yet. I'll just be holding up and seeing if anyone tries to hunt him down further. A conservative approach from him. The round number 15 map point in his best of 5 grand final has been found by G2 after going down 10-5 in the first half. They look dominant in the second. Scoreline's currently 10-3. One more round will do it. Clutching at straws is North. UMPs, 1 M4, maybe some pistols as well. And here's the first shot from Kenny. Let's have a look at this. Maybe it's in slow motion as well. So just over the shoulder. So the reaction was good, as the accuracy was not.
Well, either way, it still is G2 that's got the first chance to seal this. They will go double up on a T side as well.
Yeah, they will indeed.
Confidence. MBK, the second one to hold it. Not Shox, who's actually going up with the AK. He's going to let his teammate go first. Apex entering. He's very good at it.
Here we go.
He's managed to pull it back, though. He's on a UMP. He's behind the sandbags, which is a problem as well, because they could easily Molotov him out. He's actually crossed over. No man's land, losing his teammate. No one to distract it, and maybe not even anyone left alive to watch or mourn for him, because it's going to be a 4-on-1, and Magisk starting it off by getting Shox down. As well removed from the fact that bomb is at B. A lot of ground to cover between he and the objective. He goes vent. It's the tightest of choke points. They've smoked that off. He won't. He'll head toward the tree. They know exactly where he is. Desperate, I think, and Body says, thank you for telling me where you are. Thank you for map 1. G2 start the best of 5 off, as we expect in terms of result, but maybe not as we expected in terms of score on cash.
Yeah, a bit of a slow burner there for G2. Took him a while to get into it, losing the 10-5 at first half there. We thought, okay, Config's got something up his sleeve. He's playing amazingly in that first half, but like we pointed out, significantly dropped off in the second. That's when Shoxy started to find frags. Kenny S was lights out throughout. Didn't come down to that many clutches in the second half. There's good counter-strike from G2 overall. We didn't see that much aggression from North. Maybe that would have been better off for them. They were just constantly winning one round and then dropping off and getting their money reset, which is obviously a massive factor.
Yeah, only 3 rounds on the CT side. We've got 3 Stooges standing by. It's Moses in the desk.
Yes, welcome back to the Xfinity Analyst Desk. Game 1 is down, a 16-13 victory for G2. A little bit dicey there. Talked a lot about the confidence, the showmanship of Config. He did the whole dicks out thing for just the first half. Goes a little bit quiet in the second half. It's Kenny S, who just went nuts.
Yeah, he had a mammoth performance. I think we need to give Config a nickname. I'm thinking the can opener.
The can opener?
Hey,
why is that?
He was opening up that B side time and time again. Weak. That was weak. I'm trying, guys.
It's good, but you know, it has to be more manly than can opener. Maybe okay. Bulldozer.
Yeah. That's Nico's.
I don't like that name for Nico. I just want to go on the record saying I don't like the bulldozer. But either way, you can see the stats up here. 20-24 for Config. Most of that impact came during the first half, like Chad said, opening up that B bomb site with ease. We've seen him do it a number of times on Cash. Kenny S, on the other hand, 31-13, a full game, 105 ADR. That is so impressive. What a game from him.
Yeah, definitely. He had a lot of impact on both sides, even though they only won 5 on that first half. On the second half, he's just finding kills with the AWP everywhere. He did make a bit of a blunder in a 3v2 situation. He overextended, but that's because I think he was carrying so hard, he just felt like he had to do it all.
And it was also all planned, because that just gave another opportunity for G2 to reset North. North in that second half, every time they would win a round, they would lose the following round and had to double equal. Yeah, never winning consecutive rounds in that second half. Does that show there's still some confusion for North and MSL on how to play this map?
Well, they didn't win a pistol, right? So that definitely hurts. But their CT side wasn't very dynamic, and I think that's because they couldn't get the economy going. It's hard to do aggressive moves, take map territory without your utility.
Yeah, and Yanko, I know you picked out a round, a special round you wanted to show us off.
Yeah, this was actually a example of adjustment from G2. They were getting destroyed by Config on that big bomb site. They would just walk into checkers, basically go for that checkers control and just get entry kills whenever he wanted to. So if we could switch to the screen or to the highlights first and then to the screen.
One or the other. Any of them would be good. We can hold off on that.
We can keep running with the theme of B, right?
Yeah, because that B bomb site for North on the CT side was atrocious.
So it was also being exploited, right? And the way that it was exploited by G2 was they would take mid control first. Here we go. Let's get Yanko to do this.
Yeah, so this is like just an example of how config was, causing a lot of problems from the very start for G2. And then the adjustment that G2 made later on is basically to just use the numbers and kind of try to get rid of it. So we can pause it right here for a second. But he would do always is throw a pop flash, then throw a smoke here, Molotov for checkers, and after all of that clears, basically, he would just push, and you could see how he was getting like entry kills towards B. What G2 decides to do is something that you can always go for. They have players who are going to just dry peek before he can throw all of his nades. So while he's in the process of throwing his grenades, they basically just push into him and get that kill. You can play the clip out to see how it actually goes for G2. And it was in the first half, actually, aggression from them. It's when they were able to win rounds against North. They had a round where they were aggressive towards A main. That also helped them out because they just couldn't find a way to deal with config on B.
Yeah, and for North, is like I was saying, right, they were getting exploited at B because mid was an avenue, right? And even if it wasn't, once checkers control was had and they knew that, they could get that far, then the Molotovs were using the bomb site. You saw config get burnt a couple of times while there's AWPing in the site. There was no real adjustment from the North guys, and I think that's because they didn't have utility to do that. One thing they could have probably looked towards doing was take a three-man mid control, get nice up close, and then facilitate the B player through the vents, help him out from there, or do a retake B setup, which is something that I was really a fan of in Renegade's days, because you could give up the site and then you could do some set smokes to block off checkers, B main, and then just firebomb the site and then get on in that way.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of different options available to him. But I mean, what is it that really G2 does on this map that was so impactful? I mean, it couldn't have just been the B bomb site, right? Because it's an easy kind of fix from there. You can stack it. You can do all the things that you just talked about. But G2, I mean, it was really just off the back of Kenny S.
I think he obviously had a great performance. I don't think it's just that. I actually think it's a combination of things. Like Chad pointed out, North never really had a strong economy, and you kind of need that in order to be aggressive. And aggression was one of the answers for North, maybe to put some pressure on G2. Another problem is even if things are going well for them, they had a round, I think it was a 5v4 situation, G2 just groups up towards B and the hold isn't there. You saw that one round config gets a triple kill with the AWP. Still, it's not enough for his team to win the round. They just had to do a better job in those situations.
Yeah, the only time that North really had success on the CT was due to MSL's flanks through Squeaky Door, right? There was 2 rounds where he was successful in getting there and finding a frag and making it easier for them to have that bomb site and defuse the bomb. Otherwise, yeah, nothing on their CT side. Pretty poor, actually.
Which is pretty surprising, because yesterday we saw against Liquid the retakes on Mirage, for instance, were just so good. I mean, it seems like a plan that's had this kind of retake idea throughout the entirety of this tournament, and all of a sudden it just fails them here on Cash.
It also shows you like the fact that they're more comfortable on a map like Mirage still than they are on Cash. Talking about, that's probably the newest map that they added into their pool, and also the fact that they've been struggling with their CT sides, really. That's a good example of how it can go for them when things look bad.
Was there any, I mean, let's talk about some of the other people on North. Was there any sign that this is going to be a really rough series for them? I mean, the map obviously not the best for G2, or I mean for North, but the players. I mean, we had another quiet game out of AZ, for instance.
AZ disappears again.
Yeah,
not anywhere to be found.
The thing is, we saw, towards the end there where there was that AXQ and the North had a stack on the side. They had like 4 guys there. I thought there was just indecisiveness from AZ, right? It looked like he wanted to do one thing, but then he double-guessed himself and did something else. It wasn't really like he was taking initiative, and you need to take initiative to find frags in those situations. So for him, pretty poor. Magix as well. Like, I think everybody from Magix all the way up to Cajun, MSL, they were all contributing where they had to. Config cooled off again. That's another worry. He starts so hot. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're just transitioning poorly for him to keep that going.
I mean, he was also being put out of play to an extent, right? When they go towards the B bomb site, and if he's alone and they go on for a full execute. You saw after he got the 3 kills with the AWP, next gun round where he has it again, he waits for a flash to come from his teammates, but the timing is off. By the time that flash comes in and he peeks, there's already a player pushing headshot and just punishes him before he's able to even fire off a shot. And those small things can be very, very frustrating, especially when you're, hot as Config was.
Well, that's it for the first map. It was a big win for G2. They get started in this grand final series with a 1-map lead. We're going to go to a quick break. And just a note for you viewers at home watching online, we are going to reset the stream during this break. So it may go down for just a moment, but it'll be right back, and we'll be back with map 2.